evening, everyone. Thank you for being here on a Tabletop Tuesday evening. You might notice that we have a sad goblin in the place of Lindsay tonight. Wait a minute, I feel like I've said this before. Yeah, this is session 1. Lindsay's out tonight, so she will be resting up as she's not feeling well. Therefore, everybody in chat and everyone here can feel free to not harass her.
Don't do
Looking
it.
at you, chat. Okay, that was my interim music while I switched over to my other track. We call that vamping in the business. We are going to continue our Adventures in Middle-earth campaign tonight, as the Fellowship is on the cusp of some things. And you can say that literally whenever you want, and everyone just starts wondering, oh wait, something's coming? Something's coming? And it's like, cusp doesn't mean it's here yet. Well, we could be. So it's a nice little flavor bit you can throw in wherever you want. But to get things kicked off, everybody roll a d20.
Nah, I wasn't ready.
Good. I gotcha.
Uh,
Now I roll high.
in the middle of the crowd.
Mm.
As the middle child, I always like being in the middle.
Those numbers are a glimpse of things to come.
Oh boy.
Cirion! Would you do us so kind as to give us a recap from last week?
I will do my bestest. Okay, last time on Adventures in Middle-earth. I'm going to apologize, my audio might be shittier than usual. But, so last time we continued with our riding. Ended up fighting I almost said Corsairs. No, 2, 3. Regardless, we ended up fighting horse. One of our few times
They killed like 10 of them, so.
One of the few times we actually, all of us ended up doing horseback combat and fighting warriors in some in chariots. Ended up fighting them. Vig went bear mode and basically pinned a guy down when one chariot managed to escape. With the escape of one, we ended up fighting a hill troll. Not a good time. Well, was a good time because literally we just sat off to the side, watched Vig just tear that motherfucker apart with her bear claws. Get it? Bear claws. Bear, brar. Anyway, we ended up beating the hill troll, and what was discovered on the troll was a scabbard. I believe from Gondolin, or what was presumed from Gondolin, and it was related to one of Malvhor's visions, and so when Vig found it, she presented it to Malvhor. While we continued riding, we decided to give the horses a little bit of a break. But then Moore discovered something that kind of ruffled his feathers, ruffled his pipe. And next thing we know, he's saying, run when I give the signal. So we're all getting ready, and then all of a sudden, fire. Just everywhere. So, after seeing the scorched land and the fire coming out, we're assuming that the creatures were the one that caused this. They were scaly, scary looking, just for sake of players saying they look like little dragons. So we ended up in combat with one of them, and some of us were struggling a little bit, came a little close to a very fiery demise. We ended up fighting the little dragonlings, young dragons.
Yes.
Ended up fighting them. Ended up winning, and we kind of came to the realization that Mama Dragon might be running around because these are babies, and Mama don't like when you slay her babies. So we ended up riding like we stole the horses, and ended up near Dorwinian, and ended up taking a short rest to recover and try and heal from the slight ass kicking that we took. So last campaign, if you missed it, you missed 2 combat sessions. Shame on you. Go watch it again, and that is it.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it. And when it's a combat-heavy session, it's not a whole lot that actually happens. It's not a whole lot to recap, but you pretty much got everything. You fought 3 chariot riders in your first encounter. They were known as Wainriders, Easterlings in this region that have conducted several raids into Gondor territory and even southern Rovanian over the last several decades. And then the second encounter were with creatures that Moore was able to ascertain as dragonettes. Very young dragons. Young offspring of dragons. But with on that, you headed north along the mountain range and then began to swing east, no longer following the armband of Fig, but more or less following Moore's intention to take you to a potentially safe or safer place to potentially rest up before pressing on further, which would be in the region of Dorwinion. Cirion, you can go ahead and take your inspiration.
No.
And who rolled the second highest?
No.
Malvhor. This should be an easy one. This should be an easy one. In the first encounter, after slaying the Wainriders and the Hill Troll, Fig recovered what appeared to be an empty scabbard from that Hill Troll. That scabbard had an impression of the symbol of a particular house. What was that house?
Now, in my notes, I'm gonna have to tweak my notes because it is the house of the Hammer of Wrath.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yes, is the house of the Hammer of Wrath.
Because in my notes, I accidentally wrote it as Hammer and Wrath. I went back 2 sessions and saw I wrote Hammer of Wrath. And
could get very particular on those articles there. All right, you can go ahead and take your inspiration as well.
yeah, I'm gonna spend it in the first 10 minutes.
Start your timers.
Let's do this one. All right. So, as you all sort of round a hilltop, and you see sort of out in the distance, not really a valley, but a bit of a lowland as you're sort of rise up above the land from the mountains that you sort of traversed along. And out in the distance, you see a river that flows down from the north, heading a little bit east, and then eventually further in the eastern distance that looks just to be a glimmer upon your horizon appears to be a large sea or lake. Dotted throughout the landscape between yourself and the rivers, in the river and the sea, you see pockets of small villages that are nestled along the riverbanks, and even some that stretch further out into a bit of the grasslands or the plainlands between the mountains and there. You see vibrant green landscapes with small streams of white smoke coming from various chimneys in the distance. Though still a little bit of ways off, you have located what appears to be some semblance of civilization. Some of these villages are varying in size from where you are, and even still, it's hard to tell whether or not these villages are actual settlements or perhaps Wainrider encampments. At this point in your journey, It's been 16 days since you've departed from Pelagia. But that's what lies behind in front of you, and still a bit of a ways to go. Fellowship, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
So, More, where are you taking us again?
Oh, yes. Well, excuse me. Believe my old brain recalls, my old mind recalls, we're on the way to land of Darwinian.
They're known for, vineyards, right?
It was back in my time. It's been 45 years, something along those lines. North of those mountains there. You said we can see the Lake of Rhûn already, Brian?
Yeah, real far in the distance. It's basically just shimmering along the horizon, so you can't see the full breadth of the sea. But
okay.
you do notice it. It's a larger body of water than the rivers that you see in the north.
Yes, yes. As you can see, over there we have the river leading into a delta down by the Sea of Rhûn, as they call it. So that would probably lead to a lot of the most fertile land we have here. And some delicious wine. Would be a good place to rest.
How do they feel about Gondorians here?
It's a good question. It's been 40 years. What do I recall?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Okie dokie.
Natural 1. Natural 1. Natural
No,
1.
why would you
Natural
want it to
1.
be that?
Matt just likes seeing his friends fail.
Yeah. 7 plus 7. 14.
14, not bad, not bad. So you know, this region is part of what is referred to as Rhûn. Rhûn, for the most part, just means east. So this is part of a delimitation. But for a long bit during a prior war, Gondor actually controlled this region. It wasn't until the Great Plague hit that Gondor ultimately relinquished or gave up these lands. So for the most part, they've been fairly independent. They haven't had a whole lot of Gondorian influence in the past few centuries. Varying attitudes overall towards Gondor is fairly hit or miss, as the people here are fairly mixed. There's a handful of Easterlings that would be relatively referred to as. There may be some ancestors of Gondor here as well, and other nomads. There has even been, in your time, the sighting of various elves as well.
Yes. Following the river down to Darwinian. Well, I would say if we keep our nose clean, we should be all right. Would say they're not exactly overly fond or hateful of any Gondorians, but they like to think of themselves as a very independent region. It'd be best not to provoke them in any way.
Understood. I think I can manage that.
Yes.
Yes, let's hope.
Yes. Being said, might be nice to find a good inn to rest. And I might have just the place. Trying to recall
If they're still open.
nice inn. Well, you never know. I might know what might have been a young barmaid at the time that now owns the place. Is there a particular inn that I can recall?
So inns in this region are fairly sparse.
That's what makes them good.
In the time that you've been here, there wasn't one to your memory.
Okay.
Though that's not to say, barring a very persuasive conversation and being on good terms with individuals, they may allow you to stay in their farmsteads or find a place in a village worthy of keeping travelers for the time being.
Well, I will say, we should be able to find a place to rest, but Cirion, I would put your sword. I would put your sword on your horse if you don't have it already on your hilt. Put it on your horse. Let's put them at ease.
I take it they don't take kindly to weapons.
Well, just better not to provoke any hostilities. Yes.
What about my dagger? I'll kind of like flick the hilt a little bit.
Best keep your hands away from it.
But
Yeah.
my sword's fine. That's what I'm picking up. Because you talked to Cirion and not me. My sword's fine.
Yes, of course. That's how it always works. I think you get the gist there, Malvhor. You should probably put it on your horse.
Okay. So I'll put Vigdis, my sword, on the horse, keeping my dagger on me, just kind of like shifting it from my side to a little bit more of like a rear positioning. Can't easily really be grabbed.
Yes, I personally, as we're how far away are we from town, or are we in it now?
You're probably a few miles still.
Okay. I tuck my sword under my saddle blanket, just kind of keep it semi-concealed, but I still keep my my staff at the ready. Gotta look like an old man sometimes. And
I will put my sword on my horse as well, but I'm keeping my bow.
Oh yeah, my bow
That's
too.
fair.
I'm gonna put that on my horse. Basically, the only weapon I'm gonna have on me is my dagger, and I'm also putting my shield that I just keep in my back that I never use.
Yeah, my shield's
the
gonna be on
horse.
my horse too.
yeah, well, I'll say
Should-
just as so long as you're looking like hunters, that won't be too bad.
I figured as
Should
much.
I keep my axe on my horse?
Very good, very good.
I mean, you can become a bear, so I guess it's the least.
Best not to mention that.
It's the you will still be able to fight pretty easily without your axe.
Pig, I would probably keep that to yourself. And probably best not to bring it into any fight while we're here.
Understood. Some people can be easily scared.
Yes, and if we seek an audience with anyone here, we might... If we need anyone's help here, we might as well not arouse suspicion. Yes? Best not to mention... Mordu, or anything of that nature. Oh, and
So basically, we're just shutting the fuck up.
yes, precisely.
Okay.
And don't mention a vampire either.
See, you're taking the fun conversation out of here.
Yeah.
Wizards.
Yes. Best not to mention anything at all.
I like how you grumbled about that, Cirion, as if you've met many wizards in your lifetime.
Oh, the one I've met.
I think we've technically met
He's a-
two, but
Oh, yes? Who might the second be?
oh, he gave us a name. I have to look at my notes.
That
Awindel.
should have been the trivia question.
Would I recall that name?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Ah. Very good.
The brown wizard.
Ah. Yes, the erratic one.
I mean, to be fair, I think you're all erratic. The two of you I've met.
Well, there's a lot of life that we've lived, so I suppose you could excuse our eccentricities.
I guess. And what's our goal here in town? Are you bringing us to meet somebody more?
Right now?
The goal is just go into town and get some rest in a more proper establishment versus the great outdoors.
And then are we
Yeah.
immediately leaving to follow the armband?
I was going to say something along those lines. Yes, it was very nice. It's nice to at least get a true bed to sleep in. Yes.
Yes, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page before we get into trouble.
Well, I personally would like to lay my back on a perfectly good bed, which is part of the reason why I led us here. Other than the wine, of course.
With enough wine, any bed will do.
Wine is a plus. You had me at wine. Let's go.
Truer words have never been spoken there, Malvhor. Riding off.
Is all you do drink?
And smoke.
Yeah.
She was referring to me as like, Fig, do you know me?
In fairness, you've seen me in battle. I've killed a fair few things. But I prefer the drinking and smoking.
Who knew wizards were so viceful?
The Luvatar gave us these gifts. We're to enjoy them.
I feel like you're a couple steps away from the logical outcome of that train of thought there, Bull.
Well, so far you haven't seen me over imbibe. So, I think I got a handle of these things. After
Yes, you
centuries.
seem to. So, can you even get drunk? Or does your magic prevent that?
No. The magic comes from the Valar. So no, this wouldn't be. My body is still my own, and
Your
but
body
it has
is
been a
that
very, very long time
So-
since I've been drunk.
You can die, right?
Well, I don't feel like trying.
Can you die? Can you die of old age?
Certainly hasn't happened for a while.
Yeah. What about
I'm
disease?
assuming.
What about
No.
disease? What's the line between will kill more, won't kill more? Because I'm pretty sure, I feel like a blade could kill you.
Yes, I bleed. I mean, you saw I got lit on fire.
But old age won't.
Speaking of lit on fire, as I look at quick fire, I'm gonna put an Atlas salve, pull out one from my pack, and put one on quick fire. Hopefully, help heal it a little.
Which Athelis salve?
Just a regular.
Dun, dun. Oh.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure what to call it. It's like we have that, and the other one is like,
Simple terms: Athelis salve, greater Athelis salve,
yeah.
superior if those exist.
It's kind of like the Witcher potions.
Yes.
Yeah. You can go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 1, and that's how much quickfire can heal.
Yes.
Better than nothing.
As you find a few spots that it may have been burned from the dragonettes, or even marks from the previous fight, and just use it almost like a lotion or a cream, and sort of massage it into the muscle.
And then once I do that, after massaging it, I do have a sweet cake in my pack. Nah. Oh wait, I forgot about that.
Enjoy that sweet cake, horsey.
No, I wasn't gonna give all of it, but I was gonna get. I'm gonna break off like a tiny crumb of it and hold my hand flat out to the horse's mouth and just let him have a little bit of it.
Yes. Not oatcakes for you today.
I don't have anything else.
The sweet cake specifically.
Yeah, just like a little crumb of it.
Okay.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
No, that'll just, it won't have any effect on the horse. So it's just a matter of sustenance.
Your horse now has the runs.
It gains a speed effect. It just needs to get to the fuck out.
There you go.
Does Quickfire need food? As Fig holds up like the bag of feed that you guys got from Ratliff.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to give Quickfire something, a little something.
Here. She hands it off to you.
Okay, it's like a little bit heavier than I expected. But like, oh, okay. And I'll give a little bit of feed to Quickfire. Anybody else? Might as well while we're here. We got a moment.
Isame? I'd whisper in Quenya to talk to the horse. Just assuming a nod, and then sure. Isame will take some.
I don't see why not.
I
Okay.
get off the horse briefly and feed Isame, who's not doing very well after that being toasted a couple times.
Yeah. Cooked horse.
Kill your
Yes.
horses.
Yes. Not trying to go to one of those old inns that used to have a horse head sign, just to be like, hey, we serve that here.
Yeah. You guys take a few minutes, rest the horses, and give them a round of a snack to keep them going. As you probably have a better half of a half day's ride to the town that you can see.
Well, I finish feeding Quickfire, I'll just kind of like pet him on the side and give him like 3 pats, like near front, like in front of the saddle, like bop bop bop. Like, shall we?
Yes, let's push on. Running daylight.
Cirion, give me an animal handling check.
Oh boy.
Memo.
Eh?
11. Okay.
Suddenly, Sauron appears. Man.
You
Also
pissed
riding
off
a
your
horse.
horse. Sauron's here.
Yeah.
You pissed off your horse so bad that the Dark Lord shows up.
Yes.
Your horse was Sauron all along.
Maybe Sauron was the friends we made along the way.
Wow.
What a twist!
Oh god, he really did piss off Sauron. The horse is
All
here.
right. All right. So you all mount back up and meander your horses down the slight decline from the mountainside, heading down into the vast fields of Darwinium. It isn't long as the sun gets to about a high point in the sky that you move from what was almost alpine forest sort of terrain into a rolling green field mixed of like tall grasses and even some grains and wheat. But you do come into some semblance of a path, a more well-traveled road, though it's not gravel or anything like that. It's more of just matted down grass that just shows well-traversed terrain. And at this point, it's wider than the one you came across when you initially encountered the Wainriders. As you get closer throughout the day, you hear the echoes of metallic tinging or banging, giving you the inclination that there's probably some sort of craftsman or blacksmith in town. There is some circling of birds above that appear to be picking from the seeds of the farmlands around, and you do eventually find yourself sort of crossing that unmarked border between Wilderland and actual civilization as you now enter into almost cornrows, it feels like. But it takes you a moment because you're not quite used to seeing this, at least out in Gondor, amongst the farmlands, that these actually aren't short cornrows. They're vineyards. They're lined of grapevines that have just been growing out across several sort of fence-like structures to keep them growing straight. You eventually come across a few in the distance, not nearby where you are, farmhands that do seem to be tending the fields and even picking the grapes. More. I need an arrival check.
What the hell is that?
Yes, it's just a D8.
Huh.
And if I remember correctly from a previous success on your guys' journey, you can add a +1 to that roll.
Good. 7.
7.
Did I do the thing?
You did the thing.
That is actually quite applicable for the things you guys have gone through.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a very open-ended thing to say.
Yeah, because it could be good or bad.
Yeah. The company has arrived with tales of their journey on their lips, their spirits high, and their thoughts filled with fine memories. Those encounters, though sort of dire at times, were new adversaries you triumphed over, new lands that you're traveling through, and going where you never once dreamed that you would ever travel to. The joyous mood is contagious to all but the most dour of folk they may encounter. Accordingly, each member of the company has advantage on all ability checks pertaining to social interactions. This bonus will also apply if they should seek an audience at their destination. The bonus will remain until they fail at one of these rolls.
Okay.
There you go.
Sweet.
Yes, these are the grapes I remember. There's a few more vineyards that I remember.
I'm
It's
sure you had to
definitely
walk a couple
grown.
more miles to get to the actual town when you were here last.
Very likely. Seems pleasant enough.
Yeah, no one's greeting us with weapons yet.
Yeah. No telltale signs of anything that I would pick up on for signs of dark influence in the area. That's at least not yet.
Dark influence. No, I don't think you pick up on any overt dark influence at this stage.
Okay. Just curious from my travels and things that I could sort of pick up on.
No, it's definitely changed. It has grown. The vineyards alone have grown in size. And there's a few more homesteads in the village. There's maybe about 15, 20 buildings here that are sort of scattered about. There's no fence line or wall around the town. It is a fairly quaint little village that, for the most part, gives you like that feeling of like a stop along the road sort of thing. It's no major city. There's no major commerce coming through here for the most part, at least not in this day. The buildings themselves, most of their foundation seems to be of a grayish stone with thatch roofing for the most part.
So their main export's just the wine in the town. It's usually probably like one big wagon coming through and just pulling that out to the main market center.
Yeah.
In the larger town. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Very good.
Well, I guess first thing on our agenda is to find a place to rest.
Yeah.
And Moore apparently knows the place, yes?
I did. It's been some time after all.
I mean, I can ask.
Well, true, but might know someone. I'm trying to go through my old brain and recall a specific place that I might have stopped at in my time that I would have left some good graces.
While that is happening, Malvhor, as you're the lookout, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Terrible, terrible idea to ask for that. 18! Great idea to ask for
Great
that.
idea.
18. So as the lot of you sort of walk the horses into town, you quickly realize that the streets themselves are not busy. In fact, the echoing of the hammer and anvil is about the only real sound you hear in town. You do see a few people that seem to be farm workers or peasants of sorts that are just carrying sacks from one place to the other or heading out. But with an 18, you also notice that in some areas around the corner of various buildings that you see figures cloaked and their features fairly obscured from your perspective, but they seem well armed and observing you.
Well, don't look now, but we've already garnered some unwanted attention.
How many?
A handful.
Oh, good.
But
Love a welcoming party.
let's just go slow and act like we belong. Let's not start
Act like you're here for
anything,
the
but
wine.
if anything starts, we can finish it.
Are there any landmarks that I might recall? Some slightly older buildings that might ring a familiar face in my head?
The last time you were here, the center of town is definitely the oldest as they've built outward.
Okay.
There is one sort of small building, or I would say like a medium-sized building that's less of a house and more of a hall. You know, the last time you were here that the village itself didn't really have a village elder or leader of sorts. The best individual you could think of would be the one who pretty much volunteered as sort of like a captain of the guard, essentially a militia for the village. And that would be pretty much sort of in that hall in the center of town.
Okay. Well, if they haven't started a scene yet, we might as well just keep moving, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I think our best shot is probably to seek an audience in the middle of town. Would you agree?
Yeah,
At in town.
if there's a power that be in this town, we should seek it out and introduce ourselves so we don't make fools of ourselves.
Well, from what I recall, they didn't really have a power at the top when I was first here, but it has since grown and surely is in need of some form of leadership, and it would probably be found there.
Well, let's make our way there. And I think when we go inside, I think Fig can stay out and watch the horses for us.
That would be fine. I don't feel like talking anyway.
Yeah, you can talk to the horses. I think you get along better with them.
I brought carrots.
And sweet cakes.
If only carrots worked on guards as well as it did horses.
Never know until you try.
Does not hurt to try.
I mean, it could, but we won't go down that rabbit hole.
What if we came back out, we just see Vig just like looking at a gar going, like, holding a carrot out, trying to get it to come over.
Quiet. You'll spook him.
Perks up like a deer, sees us coming over, and just runs off.
So,
Next
I
time.
suppose we make our way to the longhouse. Or whatever.
The
we're calling
hall, the ancestral hall.
it. Yes.
I'm just gonna point that.
All right. You follow Moore's lead, moving down sort of like the dirt and muddied paths that make up the roads of this village. Malvhor, all the while, you sort of notice that those individuals sort of move with you from a distance. Some disappear at moments around buildings, but sort of reappear as you move through. And you sort of come to the center of this village, which is a pretty large sort of circle-like clearing with a well in the middle. You do see one of the larger stone buildings sitting, I'll say, pretty much on the northern side of it. Outside of it is a tattered maroon flag, or at least it looks to be a flag. There's no identifying markings on it. And two lit braziers that sort of flank the double wooden door. Off to the left side is also a water trough and hitchings for horses.
Ah,
There you go.
perfect.
Right. Make our way to hitch up the horses.
As you hitch up the horses and the four of you dismount with Fig staying behind, you all now notice across the way three of those cloaked individuals just observing, scattered out from each other, maybe about 50 feet apart from one another. Arms sort of resting on hilts of their swords.
Just give a pleasant wave.
We're just travelers. No need to be suspicious.
You said
We're
they're
just going.
at
We're
a
just going in the
distance?
talk.
They're at a distance, or are they at, like, a talking range?
Yeah, no, the center is probably 60 to 80 feet around or wide. They're on the other side of it, so you can clearly see them.
But we'd have to yell to talk to them.
Yeah, just like an easy, like, stage shout would be enough.
Yeah, it's very much a we're letting you know we're watching you sort of posture.
Yeah.
Got it. And just give a hello and smile and
Smile and wave,
walk.
boys. Smile and wave.
yes, walk
I'll
with
give her a-
my staff like an old man into the building.
I'll give a respectful nod and just keep following.
As
Who's
the three of you head off, Fig sort of pets the horses and just looks over her shoulder. Don't say anything stupid.
When have we done that? And I'll keep walking.
Speaking of saying stupid things, who's going to talk?
You all should probably be quiet.
That was my plan.
I will sit back and I will be quiet with my plus 11 persuasion.
I'll just sit and you know what? I'm gonna pull a bottle out of Shut the Fuck Up that I acquired back in town, and I'm just gonna drink that.
Right. Can I perceive anything specific in here that I need to be aware of for my surroundings? I heard the change in music, so I kind of went,
I'm just
we're inside."
transitioning to locales. Yeah.
Yes, we're inside now.
Yes.
The loading screen is finished.
Yes.
There's no loading screens in this game. 1 second.
Sure there are. They're just hidden behind journeys.
Eh. I don't have a good track for the interior of this, so the bonfire will have to suffice.
This game's ruined.
I know. You're
I'm no longer
I've
immersed.
shattered it. I've shattered it. Anything specific that you should be aware of? Like, what are you looking for?
I guess
like...
what I'm saying is the hostility present in this area as well?
I wouldn't say you walk into an immediately hostile environment. It's just more or less tense. There's an unsurety about it. It could teeter to either side. So it's going to be more or less how does the conversation go?
Right.
As you usher through the double doors, the initial area of the hall is fairly wide open. A couple of wooden pillars that are holding up the support of the roof go back maybe about 40 feet or so. A couple of tables with chairs and stools sort of scattered about. No real organization to it. There's a couple of crates and sacks stacked up against one side, and what appears to be a weapons rack that maybe held bows or maybe even swords hanging on the right side, on the right wall, but it is currently empty. There is a small brazier in the center that is lit just to keep warmth in the room, as you all did get a chilly breeze on the way in from the weather, as seasons feel as if they're on the verge of change. In the center of the room, at the roof, there is a chimney or an opening to vent the smoke as it comes through. Sitting on the other side of a lone chair with a small, what appears to be writing desk of sorts, off to their right, sits another cloaked individual with sort of dark reddish cloth cloak and hood, banded leather chest on them, and resting on their left hip appears to be a sword of sorts, a little hard to tell, and resting against the seat that they are on appears to be a quiver and a bow. They're leaning forward with their arms on their legs and appear to be smoking a pipe. And from where you can see, the lighting of the room and the nature of the cloak itself obscures a lot of the person's features. But they don't necessarily they don't vocally acknowledge you as you enter.
Okay, so they're very much intently looking at us, but not acknowledging us vocally.
Yeah.
Got it. Hail, friend. We've made a very long journey to get here. Ideally, can offer an old man and his companions a moment of respite. Yes? Perhaps I can interest you in some pipeweed, in case you're running dry.
Go ahead and give me a traditions check. At advantage because you are fairly familiar with the people here.
Ideally. 9.
Okay.
I should have given you inspiration when we walked in.
Well, I do have an inspiration if I really badly need to use it, which maybe I do.
As
No, I'm out of inspiration. Yeah, used the last time.
Oh shit.
well, there goes our advantage for social checks.
Right.
That's right. Well, Moore no longer has advantage on social checks.
Ah,
you
it's
go.
a per. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Let me reread it. Otherwise, it seems a little shitty.
Last time this came up, it was on a per basis as well.
I keep it at per for now.
Oop.
Okay. Your words sort of echo out into the hall, more, and they're met initially with silence as you see the light from the pipe sort of glow a bit as they take a drag off of it, and it is enough to sort of illuminate their face a little bit with a very dark complexion. As you let that beat of silence air out, they do eventually utter a response as they take the pipe out of their mouth and puff a cloud of smoke that sort of lingers in front of them and then mixes with the smoke coming from the brazier. Late is the hour for foreigners to be coming into our village.
It appears you've had other foreigners come into this village, yes?
What do you mean by such a phrase?
Last I remembered, granted it was time ago and you were likely a boy, town was a bit more hospitable.
Come, step forward. Let me see your faces a bit better in the light.
Yeah, Malvhor steps forward. He has nothing to hide.
Forward also.
I stepped forward and pushed the hood back.
Yes. I see a bit better now. You have traveled a long way, have you not? All the way from Gondor, unless I am mistaken.
Right. But as you can tell from the looks of my friends here, hope we're not a problem.
Problem. That is a bit of a funny term for it, my friend. You see, these lands have been forsaken by Gondor. It's been up to my people to bring all that you see before you to a realm of prosperity, and even still defend it from the lakes of Wainriders, from the lakes of Easterlings.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that we've taken out a few on our way here. So, I assure you we are not friends of any Wainriders. And as far as our ties to Gondor, we're free agents, if you will.
Is that so? That is refreshing to hear.
Yeah, both
So tell me.
both the kid and I got kicked out of the military a while ago.
Oh, insubordination.
More or less.
No.
And the old one, the greybeard. You speak for this group?
Today, I do. They've been my traveling companions for a while now. They help an old man get around.
Your walking stick not enough.
Sometimes it helps to have friends, yes?
Yes. Friends are a rare luxury in these parts. So tell me, what brings you out here?
I looked more, and I raised my eyebrows. Interpret that how you want.
Yes. I was saying, much of the same way as you, our business is our own, but I would like to remain friends. We certainly do not wish to bring any ill to your village. We merely are looking for a place to rest at this time. But if we can provide something of a boon to you all that might ease that option, I would gladly hear it.
The individual stands up, and as they stand, you see their figure is a tall individual, probably pushing about 6'6", as he throws the pipe in his mouth, and is a bit. He's not a built individual. He seems a bit lanky, but he puts the pipe in his mouth and steps forward a bit more into the light, and the hood sort of cuts off here as you see the illumination catch a side of his face as he looks down into the fire and takes a few puffs off the pipe. And on top of the dark complexion, you see almost hues of purple. Friends are few.
Do I recognize the hue?
You do recognize it, yes.
Is that a whisper comment?
It can be.
Hey, buddy, you gotta go to sleep, okay?
Anyway,
They heard you. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Nothing. Let's go to sleep.
they gotta do anyway.
Okay. My son very badly wants to say hi, so everyone say hi and wave real quick.
Hey, buddy.
Yellow.
Let's go to bed, thank you. It's one of those, he won't leave unless you do it. There you go.
You have my. I would have you know that my people are not very well trained in the martial ways. At least those in this village. Friends are a. Go ahead.
I was like, are we having one of those, like, Seven Samurai moments?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I like it. Anyway, continue.
So
I cut you off.
No. You say you're looking for a place to stay. For how long?
Well, it seems like it's as long as you need us for now. I saw how many men you had outside. I'd prefer not to cause any trouble in your town. Sure, we would like to not cause you any trouble in your town.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Not natural 20.
20.
Not natural.
Those roids.
You must understand that most of the people that live in this city. Sorry. Western's not my first language. Village.
Sure.
Are normal families, farmers, all walks of life that have come here and intermingled among others. They did not come here for war, but war did find them. Several are refugees from surrounding Darwinian villages. Or thanks to a handful of tribes of Wainriders. Now you say you fought some on the way here.
Yes.
Now I have lived a long life. And I can understand the true purpose when it is not spoken. going to ask you again, Alatar. Why are you here? As he pulls back the hood, and you see a with dark gray white hair that sort of dips down behind the shoulders, and a grayish purple skin that sort of cloaks the entirety of the body. Fucking words. Grayish silver eyes and long pointed ears that cut out from the hair.
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, the name's up there, but do I already
Yes.
know his name?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Would I have known it from the moment he spoke to me?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Does he recognize me immediately?
He referred to you as Alatar.
Oh yes. Sorry. That's correct. Gonna have my Obi-Wan moment, I guess, and just be like, and Cinderin, I have not heard that name in a long time.
He jumps over to Cinderin. Do all of you just change your names whenever you feel like, old friend? It's been a few centuries.
I give him a Roman handshake. Just say, well, different names for different times, I suppose. It's not like I choose them.
Whatever you say, Darkness Slayer.
Darkness Slayer, I say in Cinderin.
Told you, wine, smoking, and
Slain darkness.
killing bad things.
Like our wizard friend.
So, Arison, we are in need of refuge. But can we trust each other first and know that we will help in the ways that we can before I move into the next topic? For the sake of your own village, I would like to keep our information close to the chest right now.
I understand you can trust me and my gods. As much as it pains me to say, I would not trust many of the villagers. Not because they are inherently distrustworthy. That's just an easy place for the enemy's spies to slip in.
Yes. You understand.
I will say that before the day is out, that you and I should speak in private.
Agreed. Can our other friend come in now? I was worried that we would harm sensibilities from just the difficulties in conversation.
If you like, she is of no threat, or she is under no threat to my gods outside, but she is more than welcome.
Vigdis? I come in now. We're all good. We're all safe. Not all good. No one uses all good in this language.
Maybe a wizard does. You're all fucking weird.
All good.
It's all good. If I was playing a blue wizard, I would speak in memes.
Dope. Lit. Fire. You know. Anyway.
The
No
doors
cap.
open, the crack of daylight
No cap.
washes into the hall as Fig enters and the door closes behind you. She just joins your party.
Yes. Right.
So you need refuge.
Yes.
First, I have to understand what is your purpose here. As it is not like you to return here after all these years.
It can't just be the good wine, friend.
My people have been cultivating these lands for a long time. Elves from the west, a few settled here. After a while, We taught the world of men that settled here as well how to grow and raise these vineyards. And of course they intermingled, but the wine is the wine.
The wine speaks. All right. Well, we are here to take care of threats. Not the ones that you're originally telling us about, but we are here for that. As I said, I do need you to trust me for now, and we can talk in private if we must. But I urge caution. There are many ears about, and I don't want any added hostility to your village, and we don't want to be here longer than necessary. We will help if we can.
I understand.
I look to the
Yeah.
group. Yes. I think this is how we're going to succeed.
Yes, that would be good.
Yes.
I understand. There are many ears, more so than there have been in centuries past. The Wainriders were just the tip of what was coming out of the east. Many things have transpired in your absence. Though, it is not just this village where I have people. Many of my kind reside in the surrounding lands, keeping to the shadows, fighting the fight that we have been so blessed to fight. We were unwilling to take that great journey, and as a result, we became the defenders of this land. You can stay here. I can offer you a place to stay the night. For now, though, I don't expect you to stay long.
Mhm.
To make this place a bit more hospitable to you. Not because of me, but because of the people that live here, you're going to have to do something for us.
What will it be, Harrison?
Several weeks ago, a Wainrider raid came through the Darwinian. Most of our village was spared, but we did catch a bit of it as the other outlying villages were hit, some of the vineyards burned, but more importantly, they took captives. Those that were too slow to run, elderly, children. The source of wisdom to most in these villages, and the source of youth. A lot of people have been aching since that night. And like I said, we are no military. I only have a handful of guards, and those that I could call upon are elsewhere and unfortunately have more pressing matters. There's a Wainrider camp east of here. That is of a sizable number. Odds are the captives are there. You can find them and bring them back. This entire village will welcome you with open arms.
I look to Malvhor, Fig, and Cirion and just give them the eyes, like as if to say, "That's the deal."
Sounds like a fair deal to me. Knock some
How
heads,
far?
get some wine.
How far is the village? Or the camp? Camp is roughly day away, day and a half. Ride fast, could make it in half a day.
Hmm.
Though I would say you would need to be very careful. If they are aware of you, or they know what is transpiring, they will unleash hell upon these lands.
Understood.
On the off chance, though, Darkness Slayer, if you find yourself in the predicament, leaving no witnesses is beneficial as well.
Oh shit.
How many heads?
That was a good
As many
question.
as there. Or are you talking about the captives?
How many captives must we save?
Preferably all of them.
Sorry, that's how I meant it, but how many captives are there to save?
The last count we had were about 6 children and 3 elderly. The elderly most likely will not last that long in captivity, as they're probably going to be traded out for slaves or sent further east. So
Yes.
time is pressing.
And we will also need wagons in order to bring them, because they will not be able to walk that journey.
We can offer that. You came in on horses, we can surely hitch them to that. Though I suggest leaving them a ways off. Quiet approach. The kind we used to do all the time.
Say so. As far as a moment, I'm not sure if you had an opportunity to see my dear horse outside. They will need a moment, if you can provide it.
You can stay here. You can prepare. You can take the day. It should not be a problem.
As far as how many Wainriders, how many do you suspect? If you've had any opportunity to have scouts check.
There are roving encampments. They haven't moved in the last few days. Last report we had was somewhere between a dozen and 20. Most of them are no good without their chariots, though. You might have one captain there that might be worth his salt. And maybe a handful of his guards.
As far as typical tactics, Brian, do they what is their, how would I put this? What is their typical style of keeping watch? Is it possible that I would know any of that information? Are they typically worried about that type of stuff, or are they just your bandits that are like, the local population is scared of us, we're not even worried about people roving
It's a bit
in?
like a halfway point. They're a little relaxed. They're a little bit more organized than your typical bandits.
Okay.
But considering there's no great force out here to challenge them, they've been known to be pretty laxed.
Mhm.
And you know their main method of fighting is chariot, so fighting them inside a fort and encampment would definitely bear an advantage for the attacker.
Yes. Arson, do you have any stills?
I'm sure we have a few laying around.
How much of your very hot batches do you have lying around? No, not to drink it.
He scratches his chin and thinks, and he sort of cups his hand, cups his mouth, and like aims towards one of the windows. Lamont, come in here. Another one of the cloaked individuals walks in, mouth pretty much covered in what looks to be some sort of like cloth or mask. All you can see is from here up. In terms of the cloak, very similar garb, but the skin tone is pretty much the same. Yes, Captain. How many steers do we have available? Hot. As we checked in the supply closets, could probably spare about 5.
I have thoughts on this, but I'm thinking an explosive option or fiery option might be available to us once we know we can secure the elderly and the children.
You certainly don't do anything small, do you, Alatar?
Who would I be if I didn't? If I did.
Do the Southlands get this blessing as much as the East does?
No. He just wanders around posing as a simple merchant.
I was
Simple
thinking of
message.
you. I was thinking
Oh,
of
we met
using
him.
a similar approach to get the barrels in. Possibly using the old take the old man hostage trick.
That is a very risky plan. But it has the flair that I'm so accustomed to with you.
Could be worth it. Do I recall how they usually entrap people? Are they like some form of like wicker caging, or is it are they actually having proper iron locks and things like that?
Mostly, actually go ahead and give me a traditions check.
Yay! 15.
What is these people's tradition in capturing people? 15.
And they might have something like that.
Mostly wicker that's secured in some way. Wood is preferable when they can get a hold of it, but the forests around here aren't exactly readily available. But for the most part, they'll actually dig individual cells and just place a single slat of cage on top, which would either be weighted down by rock or bags of grain or sand or something to that effect.
And are they kind of tent folks?
Yeah,
Okay.
yurt.
Yurts, if you will.
Yurts.
Okay. Cool. Well, I suppose we should get a rest and plan this out a bit. Don't you agree?
Yes, I must admit, I spaced out there for a minute, so I might have missed a couple details.
Possible explosive options and pyrotechnics and saving of the old and young with a wagon. I think that covers most of the plan. Maybe an old man getting captured, wink wink. As a bit of a Trojan horse.
Just
But
make sure the captives are well out of the way before you start firing off explosives.
Well, perish the thought.
If you need me to, I can spare one of my guards to come along if you need assistance.
Trying to think of the strategy on this. I look to Cirion, Malvhor, and Fig. Do you think I should have an assistant for this plan? Make it look a little bit more real? One of you, or maybe...
Maybe you and Malvhor. The less...
Well, a persuasive fellow, so that might help us.
The silver tongue has gotten him out of...
2 grandpas in a wagon. What a
2
business.
grandpas? Yeah.
Sounds like a sitcom.
I mean,
Or if you want, I can armor down a little bit and I can go with you if you need muscle backup.
Might need the
I'm not
muscle
per- I'm
to
not-
take care
I'm
of
not-
the
I'm not
old
persuasive like our fossil friend here.
Yes, well. Just thinking this might be the way to go.
It's definitely not a bad plan.
But if you're resting here,
and theatrical.
I'm in.
if you're resting here, you can definitely take some time and come up with a more foolproof plan before you head out.
Hmm? I, as the oldest man, will take a nap.
Lamont, if you could get a report from the last scouting mission to that encampment, I'm sure they would benefit from it.
Arison, how are you on pipeweed, by the way? I'm almost fresh out.
I might have a little, but this is not really something we grow in these lands anymore. Most of the stuff we end up stealing from Wainriders and Easterlings.
I suppose I'll have to dip into the stashes they have then. No problem.
The rest of my people will have some, which I'm sure you'll probably be meeting in the days to come.
My friend? Roman handshake again then.
Always a pleasure, Alatar. You must come back more often.
Arson, for this wine alone, absolutely. It's always nice to drink with a friend.
We have stables around the back. You can stable your horses for the night. And you're more than welcome to stay in this hall. In fact, I'll have my men bring in some wine. You can taste it from the vineyard itself.
I like this place.
Music to my ears.
I feel like I'm gonna be just at home here.
Is there anything else you all need of me?
nope.
No, my friend, we will talk more soon, once we bring your people back.
Before the night ends, Alatar, I think we should have a conversation. Some things can't wait.
I understand.
As for the 2 of you, keep your Gondorian mates off of the locals, please.
Kind of give like my hands up, like, yes sir.
I look visibly offended, as if that thought even ever crossed my mind.
I jest, but
For real.
some of the individuals here are a little off-put by foreigners and specifically Gondorians. Those
makes
that
sense.
have an old enough memory have the lingering thoughts of abandonment. And some of that extends not to just the men here. You may find some of the Avari do not take kindly to Gondorians. But
see you
I do
tonight.
you a courtesy because of this man here. But enough of the serious conversation. Go find a place to rest, stable your horses. My men will bring in some wine, and you can rest from your long journey. We can talk more later. Welcome to Darwinian.
And as we go our separate ways, I'm gonna lean into Sarah and I'm gonna be like, so when I said I spaced out, I mean I really spaced out. I have no idea what we're doing. It sounds like we're rescuing hostages from a Wainrider camp.
Yes, well,
Malvhor says, walk and talk with me. Well, I'll inform you on the way to get the horses boarded and our stuff.
Senior moments, eh?
Yeah, senior moments.
So as we're walking, I'll just inform him, like, so basically, Wainriders came in, took some hostages, at least 6 children, 3 elderly. Our goal is to go in, try and rescue as many as possible. There's at least 120 Wainriders possibly waiting for us, and we're looking for an easy way to get in and out. Ergo, our little decoy play, if you want to call it that.
Okay. I understand.
Did you get that? Or do you want me to say it slower for you?
Nope. I got it. I was definitely listening this time. I wrote it down in my brain.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we could go the less explosive route. Do we
I like
know any?
explosions.
I know, but do we know any form of sleeping powders or potions that we could put in this hot patch?
But I'm not even gonna ask. I have no flipping idea.
Is there anything? Can I do a nature check to try and recall if there's anything out here that might be able to, like a poultice that I could put together?
We do have that one poultice, the dark red syrupy liquid.
Oh shit!
But
I might need to save that for a rainy day.
But I think that's gonna be.
That's more sounds like a quest item. Playing a little meta, yeah. but that sounds like a quest item.
You can give me a nature check to see if you recall specific herbs and the like that would be in the region.
21.
21.
I know my weeds.
It's like you're smart or something.
Smart man is smart.
Where is... Oh, there it is. Alright, you're looking for something that would be...
Nice sleepy potion, or maybe something that can incapacitate, or... I don't mind poison, but I'm a little worried about that getting used wrongly. Because sometimes people are bad. They do bad things.
Most of
Bye.
this region...
Night. Hi, everybody.
Go.
Let's see here.
Damn it, made him break out the book. It's like your potions and blades in the dark.
What is that? What? I see. Most of this region, thanks to the river and the sea nearby, and actually as a byproduct of somewhat of the irrigation that's been done for the vineyards, has mostly hagweed and water lilies. They don't really have a sleeping side effect or a drowsiness to most of them.
Even a tummy ache would be nice.
Anything in a high enough dose can be deadly, but most of that effort would take the skills of a scholar.
Yes. Well, fair enough. Even a drunken disadvantage might be helpful. So. It's a thought. Harry. Well, oh well. Carry on.
Explosive still works.
Yeah, explosive still works, and drinking disadvantages still work. So I'm happy either way.
And explosions, swords, like
Just make it
this campaign was made for me.
A very high alcohol content drink.
Yes. Just.
There's a good chance they have their own drink amongst them.
I mean, but they would totally drink drink that they looted. They wouldn't
Oh,
waste
absolutely.
it.
I'm not
Hence the
saying they
thought.
wouldn't. I'm saying that there's probably a supply there that you can probably also tamper with if you
yes.
choose to.
Sure.
Make it look more like it was an accident on their side. But I digress. I will go get the wine, and you can all do whatever you need to do. Relax. You're in civilization now.
See, Shaggy. Okay.
So,
Alright.
I long
As you
for the
guys-
walls of Minas Tirith.
as you guys head back out to gather your horses to at least stable them for the time being and rest your probably aching backs and muscles, we're gonna go ahead and take a break.
Cool.
It's hard being a ruler, but it is good to own land.
Ooh, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear.
Haste.
I'm a bear.
Pack. We need
Rise.
to leave.
I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. Look at me bearing around.
Burn! And latch onto you. You take 5 shadow damage.
This is not the hug I wanted. Alright, let's make attacks at him.
Roll them dice.
You missed my birthday, bitch?
Be all right, Heidi. Everything.
Gerda, I have a couple of questions.
Yes, I.
Dirty little mouth, Gerda. You've said enough already.
Probably go up on sale tomorrow. My donut! I got it. I lost it. I dropped my donut.
Was there? Now, where do they keep mapsies? Regards.
Oh, come on! Oh, well, guess I'll just kill myself. Talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so
Are we there yet?
I think that way might work.
Are we there yet?
Kevin, you're fired.
Don't have us talk amongst ourselves then.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a role-playing game.
Beyond your years, my lady. I really wanted the bird. Someone get me a bird. Someone go on a hunt and get me a bird. Someone get me a bird. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright. Hello?
My queen, a gift from the Southlands.
That's a bird!
You're welcome, my lady. Just know which house gave that to you.
Oh my god. Chat is screaming at you now.
Said the thespian.
Meh. Oh no.
In Lindsayisms.
Audience meh? Chat meh? Oh my god.
I think you've lost it.
I need to stop doing things on stream. Adventure.
Now let's take a moment here and listen in to the teams mic'd up.
That's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. Fuck you!
We're gonna get
Yay!
a quest from Win. What kind of shady stuff is he involved with?
The fangs of
In
smog.
my younger years, I was a master assassin. I have made lots of enemies.
Kiss
Alright, this is
ass.
a send it one.
Yeah, it's ascendant, but it's all about timing and finesse. Not like that, you fuck! Don't you dare, you son of a bitch! Why? Why? Why do you do this to me? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? I'm just trying to jump to the fucking... I'm just trying to... I just wanna get up. I just wanna get up to the... Just let me get to the ledge. Just fucking let me get to the ledge. I swear to fucking God. Just let me get to the goddamn... Thank you! God! Talking about about that earlier. I found the code!
Where? I want to see where it's hidden.
It was behind the gate.
Like we suspected all along.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Taking a break.
Duck.
There's a pause button, you know.
Duck.
Just took a bit of
Those are all the clues I would have used, which is why I got really excited.
She claims that she is of a particular tribe of hobbits. What is that tribe?
Crap. Oh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. I really gotta start taking notes. I think Brian's doing this. Start making me take notes like this motherfucker. You know what? The Green Tribe.
Incorrect.
Written down.
Okay, fine. I'll start taking more notes. Fuck y'all.
Just like that. Health back. Go back. How is everyone? I'm doing. Why are they back?
You hear something.
Thank God I am half in the tank.
Can you read it?
Yes.
All right, hit me.
More than this to stop
Okay,
the
I'm gonna do my best to
strange
describe
brigade.
these. These are hard.
We hope.
Okay. Especially because I'm a little tipsy. So the first symbol is a blob with no hat. Does that make sense?
Apparently not.
And just a common tax for the patricians. Sire, no, it's poison! It's poison, you say? Ow.
Take a look at this map. Want a better look? Oh, look at that. Can I jump into this?
Gravity take over, but there's that. How the hell do I get... Oh shit! Oh shit, I'm sorry! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it!
I feel like maybe I shouldn't, but every time I use my inspiration, it goes down by one.
We need a rest in peace.
I'm gonna
right now.
I'm gonna stop using my inspiration.
Oh, you're asleep on the job! Oh, you fool. You absolute fool. Poor fellow. Well, it'll be really unfortunate if he wakes up. Oh. Oh, uh-huh. Shit. Shit. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. Fuck you. Go back to sleep.
Fill out into fur as her whole form begins to shift slowly into one massive adult brown bear. Ooh. Rise, Vigdis Erendil, Bjorn's daughter.
Oh boy.
And bear the name of your father, Bjorn, as you are now the matriarch of your kin, the protectors of the forest, and those that will hold this land across that. From this moment on, your people will be known as the Bjornings.
Oh shit!
I'm a bear!
I shall stand with you. Shit, you're on your own.
Salutations, listeners. My name is Professor Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. I'm known for being an educator, philanthropist, gentleman, adventurer, researcher, and now a conservationist. I wish to express my concern as of late in regards to the dwindling population of the majestic owlbear. These beautiful creatures are all too often poached and hunted by so-called adventuring parties for resources like hides, arcane focuses, foci, and experience. Here at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation, we are making a difference with our foster and breeding programs by taking in orphaned cubs? No, chicks. Juvenile owlbears. Our volunteers work closely with the owlbears in our care until they are of age and suitable for the reintroduction to the wild. Without our, and potentially your, intervention in this matter, owlbears could very well disappear from our forests. So, how can you help us in our effort in preserving the Aves mammalia? You can get involved in this effort by symbolically adopting one of our owlbear juveniles. Your donation will go straight to their support and care. Take a tour of our facilities and read our various literatures to educate yourself on this wonderful creature. Write the lord or lady of your land and encourage policies that protect such wildlife. Learn druidic magic and swear to the safeguard of the wilds and all the creatures that live inside of it, vowing to the defense against the brutal adventuring parties who go hunting for these gentle creatures in such a barbaric manner. And in that vow, you follow an ancient druidic path that eventually leads you to the spirit of the forest, and they bestow upon you the power to take back the lands that once belonged to the beast and the bird that roam upon this realm. Recycle. Please help us in this noble effort. For more information, please direct all correspondence via a sending spell to the Office of Conservation at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation. For inquiries regarding my research, Adventuring Days, my latest publication, speaking opportunities, private lessons, book club, and knitting circle, please forward your sending spell to the office of Sir Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. The O'Toole Conservation name, logo, and image are all protected licensure and owned by O'Toole Philanthropy. Use of this without the express written consent of Sir Benjamin O'Toole could result in legal action, a failed death save, a gentleman's acknowledgement of a worthy adversary for being outfoxed, and or loss of consortium. Side effects of druidic magic can include uncontrollable vine growth, sudden fascination of fungi, inability to revert from wild shape, body odor, an acquired taste for good berries, splinters, tanking for the party, depression, and or becoming one with the elements. The O'Toole Conservation is not responsible for anyone being maimed, eaten, killed, or disfigured by anyone attempting to approach owlbears. Please do not contact our officers with liability claims. We will cast silence. We mean it. Casting and speaking with animals within our facilities is strictly prohibited except by authorized personnel. We will take legal action.
And we're back. So thank you all so much tonight. I hope you are enjoying it. Actually, nope. I actually don't have that here. Okay. Anyway, so again, I have to manually remind you that we use battle bards now because Twitch sucks. So that's how it is. The music, as I nearly knock a glass of water off, that would have been fucking terrible, but that's probably a sound effect that exists in battle bards. So the music and sound effects and soundscapes and all the other lovely sounds that you hear during our Tuesday sessions are all courtesy of battle bards. We actually use a soundboard through battle bards that has all the playlists that I create and able to just cast to the players here that they can hear it, and because we stream it, you can hear it. It's fantastic. Adds a little more weight to my prep time because I have to have my music just right, but it's fantastic. So you can get anything from soundscapes, music, sound effects, even voiceovers if you want to have something that have a potion merchant or some high elven language. They have all sorts of voiceovers. So if that is something that you like, you want to bring it to that next level of immersion to your tabletop game, head over to battlebards.com, get yourself a BattleBards Prime subscription. You can get access to the soundboard. You can upload your own audio if you're into that, and you can even mix and match audio that's going on here. And you get a discount in store too. So do the thing. Tell them we sent you. We don't get anything for it, but tell them we sent you. Scene. All right.
Beautiful.
AdventureCheck housekeeping. We will not be streaming this Friday. So we are off this Friday. Everything else should be copacetic. And that's pretty much it. Oh, voting has closed for our September subscriber giveaway. So if you weren't able to cast your vote, sorry. The September giveaway for subscribers will be Tiny Tina's Wonderlands Chaotic Great Edition. So if you want a chance to win that, just throw us a subscription here on Twitch, and you'll be automatically entered, and the winner will be announced at the end of the month. Well, probably the first of next month, that whole thing, so it gives you some time. Regardless, support us, we support you. That's kind of how this thing's working here.
We streamed that game on this channel.
We did. It was a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a while ago. Lindsay and I used to be in the same room when we did that, so there was a whole echoing thing going on. We had put everyone's face up on screen. It was nuts. I love that game. All right. I believe that's all of the housekeeping. So, let's get back into it. So as the Fellowship exits the hall of Arason, you gather your horses and you take them out around and stable them as you go over, so maybe mentally or at least think about what has transpired. You've arrived in what appears to be somewhat a safe village for now in Dorwinian, a small village with vineyards that sort of dot the landscape around it. To your knowledge, 4 guards, counting Arason. There's not really a big standing guard force here, no army by any means, but you've met the captain of the guard, Arason, who seems to know Morintar from a life long ago. They are willing to let you stay for now, though they can't give you quite the warm welcome you may have been hoping for, mostly because of the villagers at this stage, so they're requesting that you do something for them first. And with that, I'll return it back over to you all.
So, are we doing the 2 old men in a cart?
I'm open to it if you are, but I would like a nice little rest if I can.
Oh, of course.
Not trying to say the word short rest, but for real.
Yeah, let's sleep on it.
We can sleep on it.
We can discuss further once we're more well rested.
Yes.
And tackle it tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, we're going for full long rest. Yeah, I like it.
It's not a long rest. Don't get excited.
It is not.
I don't know what constitutes that in this version.
In this version, you can only long rest in sanctuaries, and this town is not a sanctuary.
Everywhere is my sanctuary.
So,
Love the optimism.
yeah, no, the only areas that are essentially pretty much deemed safe or are a sanctuary is where long rests can happen. That's why journeys are so treacherous. The longer they are, and the less likely you have a place to long rest, or you have to plot your journeys with stops along the way where you know you can. So while you've arrived, hence what Arason was getting, is like, you can stay here, you can rest, but to have like the full breadth of our hospitality. And the other form of that, which I think has been maybe a point of contention, having any old village like this be a sanctuary or have the ability to long rest takes away one of the Fellowship phase undertakings, because one of the Fellowship phase undertakings is actually opening a sanctuary or deeming a place such as this a sanctuary. So if it were to just happen, that no longer has any meaning.
There was a time where we lost a sanctuary in this campaign. We have 2 sanctuaries.
Yes.
We have Osgiliath and Pelagia. Although,
I see.
I wonder if Pelagia is still a sanctuary.
I see. Do we have a nice little animation where it, like, the treacherous area turns from red to blue?
I'll work on it. I'll open Adobe Animation and I'll work on it.
I dig it.
That would be
so.
No, I like it. That's a cool mechanic, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so for as things stand right now, this village will not be a sanctuary. You might be able to get a long rest out of them through this quest. But to actually establish it, you would have to do a fellowship phase here, and the entire fellowship has to choose to make it a sanctuary.
Understood.
It's the whole like building relationships and establishing ties and that whole gambit of stuff.
Making friends and influencing people. Got it.
Yes.
Sounds like a campaign slogan.
It is a book.
So there you go. Buy it today.
At the AdventureCheck shop.
Yeah.
We have one?
Doesn't exist.
For a limited time
That's
only.
not true. That's not true. We actually do have a shop. It's on Ko-fi. So some of the maps I make on Dungeon Alchemist for these end up on there. So if you want them for your own game, they're up there.
Apologies, we do have a storefront, and y'all should do it.
Do the
But we're not
storefront.
selling it.
Do the storefront. Yes.
So anyway,
Good grammar today. My fault.
As of right now, if you actually are looking to take any form of mechanical rest, you can take a short rest.
I shall shortly rest.
Very well.
Ha ha ha.
Out of curiosity, you guys all leveled last time.
Yes.
Did it was ASI. What all did you do?
I went the Boyne route, and I just upped my dexterity by 2. It gave me the biggest bang for my buck. There are some cool virtues, but I believe this gives me the biggest increase.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to do that.
There's a really cool one that I keep wanting to take, but I don't think it'd be super effective. That's like, if an ally fails a fear check, I can expend a hit die and make them succeed. But the caveat is, I can't fail the same fear check. I have to pass it first before I can allow others to pass it. And the problem is, I don't know if I could pass them. I'm not very wise.
Become Batman and embrace your fears.
Pretty much.
All right. Let's see here. I think we can switch over to this one. All right, cool. So are we short resting then?
Yes.
Indeed.
All right.
Although I'm not really getting anything out of it, but that's fine. Because I didn't get hit in the last combat.
That's great for you. I'm very happy.
Take a few moments, roll the hit dice you wish to use, recover some of your abilities if you expended any, which you had a short rest before arriving, so chances are any abilities that you had have recouped since then, so it's just probably topping off hit points right now.
Yes.
I will... Let me check Fig.
I honestly don't
She is
remember.
not at max, but I will leave that up to Lindsay. So I'll
I
make a
don't know
note.
how to do it with this current character sheet.
Your hit die is a d6, right?
I don't see it.
So
because it's
that
funky.
stat block doesn't show. So just roll. What's your con?
3 plus 3 is so 16.
Just do a manual roll of a d6 plus 3.
One d6 plus 3. Be cool. Yeah. be
Wow.
cool.
Congratulations.
They are in order. Congratulations. Yes. Good.
Okay, thanks, Lindsay. I will not burn the hit die for Fig. As you all take the moment and, rest up, you meander about the village from where you are and maybe reconvene back in the hall at a time to meet with Erison. And you do see there becomes not a liveliness to the village at this point, but you do start to see some more people. mostly, you do see that's of the race of men. About some children around, and I think a few of you. What are your passive perceptions?
Plus
14.
18.
14? 18? Yeah.
Mine's
not entirely yeah. Not entirely surprising to more, but Cirion would notice. And yeah, just Cirion. Beyond that, it looks like everyone else is not pretty high. Fig. Oh, that's her bear form.
Oh wait, no, we're good.
Yeah, no. Some of the children you notice actually have not near as pointed, but do have some features of elven in their ears.
Half elves, you say?
So, what's the plan?
2 men in a cart. That's what I thought we were going with. Fact is, which men are going? More for sure, and
They take care of it for right now while you have the job, and then I.
One of us.
Yeah, it depends. Which one of us would feel we'd want to handle the other half of that job?
I'm sorry, who and what?
We'll talk about the plan.
Trying to figure out who's going in the cart with you.
Well, that's up to you. You figure out the pros and cons. Meantime.
Do we want a silver tongue or silver muscles?
Last I checked, I am stronger than you.
Yeah, that's why you're
Yes,
gold
you turn
muscles.
to a bear, we know.
He's silver muscles, you're gold muscles.
True. But you also there's the inconspicuousness of 2 old men in a cart selling alcohol.
Yeah, it would be, if we're trying to sneak in, it would be easier to sneak in with me. I'm not, and you two could always break in.
That is true.
You say you're a decent infiltrator, Cirion?
Cirion kind of goes like, ha. Not, I mean...
Not especially, alright.
Let's just say I'm not exactly the most stealthy.
I think you, I think, Brian, yes. I think yes. In the chat.
Oh,
keep the story moving. You know,
I have an idea. What if 3 of us went in with the cart? The 2 of you and their captured bear.
That's a thought.
As a offering or gift to the captain.
Maybe good with knots. Make sure she can break out. Nice and easy. While still looking like she can...
I mean... I'm not...
I doubt they're gonna check the rope. What if we made a weak link and she can easily just snap out of it?
So I'm thinking.
I'm not an expert with knots. I know how to tie a few basic knots.
I can make a weak link somewhere in a rope and she can easily break out of it.
I like it.
So, okay, we got 3 out of the 4. Am I just gonna watch as we have another bear infiltration?
What I would say is we have this cart, and we'll likely have another cart coming with us to take the kids. Maybe we do, maybe we don't, but we'll need some means of bringing some of these kegs with us. I would say some can be for drinking, some can be for alighting the camp, possibly, if that's what we decide to do. But we also have to think about the impacts coming back to the
What if we hear
to
me
the
out?
village, which I'm thinking we need to kill them all, if that's going to be the case.
Hear me out.
Scorched earth, I like it.
What if we put Cirion in an empty keg to smuggle him in? That way we all four get in the camp.
Could be a way to stow weapons.
Cirion takes all of our weapons. Stows himself in a keg. Well, not all of them. How would you catch a bear without weapons?
Fair point. We might have to keep a few out, but we do have our bows. But that might be a way to do that. And or we can make it look like we made it fall asleep and trap it. I don't know, because there's no wounds going to be on it, so we have to make it. I'm not sure weapons are the top priority.
I mean, I feel like a bow would help sell it.
Trapping gear. I agree. There's something to that.
I love this idea. Nothing can go wrong.
Yes, you've added a new angle, Fig, and now I'm interested in how this will go. I like it.
Should someone stay outside?
I feel like the DM's giving us a hint. Why you ask that, Fig?
What's the saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If we're trying to get them out and all four of us sneak into the center, how do we get them out?
Well, I would say we could take the horses, and they could maybe even use horses, assuming they know how to ride, but they are elderly and they're and children. I would say this cart should be the useful means to get the children and elderly out of here. Is likely what we need to do.
What if I waited outside?
Right, but are we intending on fighting everyone?
Potentially.
Or are we trying to be quiet?
Moore said kill everybody.
Well, I gave that as an option that I'm not opposed to.
I do fail to see how somebody waiting outside is going to help get people out from inside.
We do not know their structure. Perhaps there's weak points.
We could attack from two fronts.
You always could.
Do you feel like fighting on your own, Cirion? You feel like you'll be fine?
No, but two going in, two from the outside.
Then that gets rid of the bear plan.
I'm just throwing ideas.
Yeah, I know. We all are.
We could have the captured bear.
I think the captured bear idea just sounds fun, and that's why we were all on board on it. And frankly, it would be frankly, it would be a fucking hoot. But if we're gonna have one person, I kind of agree with Cirion. If we're gonna have one person stay outside, it might be a good idea to have two people stay outside. That way, we're not 3-1, split up our forces. The one is could end up getting in some real trouble. So what's the plan? We just attack the camp from two separate ways? I mean, what do we do once we get captured and brought in?
Well, aren't you taking some kind of load in the alcohol?
Well, let's be fair here. I don't think that this is going to be a fully solidified fortress. This is a mobile camp of nomadic horse riders. So, to put them in a state maybe where they're not as well equipped to fight. Might be the plan that we take. I say put them in a state where they can't fight as well, possibly. Take some of them out in secret if we can, and make our first priority before even that, making sure that we can secretly get the elderly and the children out.
I think I can. I'm confident in my ability to talk my way through the camp to gain some free reign to walk around.
I like it.
So I think I think I do have to go in on the cart.
Are we merchants? Merchants then? I'll let you do the talking. I'll just be old.
Sure, we can be merchants.
And then Cirion and
Fig find their own way in.
I would say keeping a distance, that might be the way to go. Tick a tap tap tap, tick a tap tap. Let's see. So, are we in the middle of some form of festivities, by the way? Or are we
Do you
just
mean that in a
noticing
grand sense, or just
a subtle, like, people are kind of happy knowing that some outsiders have come in that are possibly going to help, or is it... Because I don't think they're going to be like... That would be, like, after.
There's... So, like, the day's starting to wane, or at least it's on the second half of the day, so you're starting to see more people come in from the field, so things are picking up a little bit. And it's mostly when you guys are sort of out in public, there's just looks in your direction because you're foreigners, you've never been here before. There might be one or two who recognize you more, but I wouldn't say at this point word has really traveled of why you're here and what you're gonna do.
Fair. I like where your head's at, Kenny, but I'm not sure we're gonna have time to make large caltrops. Let's see.
So is there any way to poison? Are we gonna try and poison their alcohol supply, or would my efforts be more fruitful in exploring the camp and finding where the prisoners are held?
Well, I would say it might be a mix of both. I mean, if we get them drunk enough, I would say there's a way to kind of get in their good graces while at the same time putting them in a place where they aren't as easily able to fight or are incapacitated. Fair?
I think
might be a good ringleader to get them drunk.
I could make that my focus if you want to try and snuff out where the prisoners are.
Well, sounds good to me.
Okay, at least we have an idea of a plan. It's gonna go to shit as soon as we enter the camp, but
of course,
at least we have an idea.
Good optimism, boys.
There's a saying in the military that plans fall apart.
No plan ever survives a battlefield.
Yeah, close enough.
Yes. The sword's always handy.
Yes. All right, 2 in, 2 out.
Mm-hmm.
And
so's a bear.
And we have a bear.
Well,
I think go team.
I think I needed to speak with Arison.
Yeah, and then the only thing left to do is to do it.
Yep. All right. I shall go speak with Arison. In the meantime, you all, I suppose, enjoy your wine before we head out. I think we should head out first light. Unless it is daytime and I just screwed up my timelines.
It's early evening.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, so more you're gonna go talk to Irison.
Yep.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm just gonna probably drink a glass of wine and go the fuck to sleep.
I'm gonna get some wine, just kind of enjoy it, enjoy the area, and probably just call it before our grand, I want to say heist, but grand rescue.
All right. More you head back, and you catch Arison outside as he was sort of giving some instructions to two of the guards. And he acknowledges you as you walk over. Have you found your accommodations pleasing?
Absolutely, thank you for your help.
Well, first, let me thank you, because as of right now, we do not have the means to do what you're about to do. And if you find any disdain into the accommodations, I assure you that you come back successful, they will be better.
I'll hold you to it.
When am I someone to revoke on a promise?
Never once, my friend.
One moment. As he turns to the other two guards and he rattles off a series of words that sounds really close to Quenya, but just sounds a little off. That I've heard them speak before, but it wasn't really something you bothered to pick up and learn. You can get pieces here and there listening to it. It definitely sounds like a dialect of sorts. Very old dialect, but it seems to be rooted in Quenyan. That you've heard in both historical stories and experiencing that this is known as Exolic Quenya. Right.
So a Creole Quenya, if you will.
Yeah. Yes, because I made them French, yeah.
You get it.
Yeah. Alright. Well, did you get your wine? Here, come on inside. You and I. There's some talk. We need to have a conversation.
Lead the way. Step in and follow Arison.
You walk back into the hall, and he pulls up a chair around the brazier and then gestures the one across the way to you. Please have a seat. Now, I know you've been in this region more recently than we have last seen each other. A couple of decades, I think you've been here last. Mostly the words I heard, but you and we haven't seen each other in a few centuries.
Yes. Shame, though.
I'm going to be candid, my friend. Your presence here worries me.
I'm helping these travelers make their way through. Believe me, I'm not trying to overstay my welcome at this time.
Have you had much luck in the south? The two of you departed some time ago.
It's actually from the south of why I came here.
Things are not good in Rhûn. The Avari have been putting up a shadow war against Sauron's forces for centuries, and against his master for longer than that. The numbers are few, those that are coming to our aid are not exactly strong in number, but strong in spirit. Some of our kin from the west have recently found us. Decided to stay with us and help the good fight. But you...
Yes.
Your return. Pains me to say, but it is an ill omen.
Is there something he's holding back?
Give me an insight check. 10. You've known him for a long time. There is definitely an unease to him of seemingly beating around the bush. But he, at the same time, it seems more like he's trying to get your full reasoning and intentions here before he reveals anything further.
We've been friends a long time. I am sorry that I have not visited sooner. My companions... They've had a vision. They seek it out. It seems... the black mouth of Sauron has led them astray.
So the enemy tightens their noose.
Indeed.
Do we know of their plans?
No, but I seem to think it has something to do with our more quiet friend. There's an armband that has led us in roughly this direction. And we've seen visions, or one of my companions has, of a... Sorry, I'm trying to get the right note. There. Seems to be the banner of Gondolin.
More exiles. Pilgrims coming from the west to the east. Quite the reverse. As Iru Ilavatar intended.
Do blue shards and... Oh. Sorry, and, dunes with drakes come to ring any bells? Has the shadow reached its way out here?
There has been sightings of fire drakes in the mountains.
Yes. We fought some dragonets on the way in.
Well, from what I'm hearing out of the mountains where most of the Avari are, the dragonets are the least of concern. While not full grown, there are still fire drakes, winged ones at that.
Are they growing in number, or do they seem to be remaining stagnant?
Stagnant for now. Though I do not know where the matriarch resides.
Is what worries me. No black smoke making its way up into your lands at all, has it? Or did we see the worst of it?
Not as of yet. There have been sightings of one circling about. Probably picking its hunting grounds. We're trying to deal with the dragonets where we can. But at the same time, most of my kin resides within the mountains. So we'd rather not fully give away where we are. Because there's not much in these lands that are safe for us as well.
Seem to settled enough amongst the people here. Surprised you couldn't have more, at least a little more of a relationship down here.
Some sense of normalcy. I took this upon myself. There's a few others that did as well. For as martial as we are, there is a bit of hope that we can give to these lands. For the longest time, we were branded. We're called the Avari. We're the unwilling. We didn't follow our kin west. Even this, as he points at both of his eyes. The light of the trees do not reflect in us, for we never saw them. But those two of the kin from the west that recently came here, one does have that light in his eyes. The other bears a different light.
Sorry, out of character. Repeat that. I missed that. I'm sorry.
The other bears a different light.
Before that, about the light of the eyes. I just missed that. I feel like that was heavy, and I just fucking missed it like an idiot.
He said one of their kin, so probably loosely used,
Okay.
that came from the west to them. One does have the light of the trees in his eyes.
Am I recalling anything of note? Because my outside of game brain goes, that probably is blah blah blah, but I don't want to be like a dick. If I'm if it's something I shouldn't be knowing.
No, you don't recall anyone in this region. Initially, most of the time you were here, it was mostly just Avari. We've been caring for one. He's been in a bad way for a few months. But hopefully he'll be able to return to the fight soon. Do you have any inclination what the enemy is up to?
I dare not speak it loudly. I think they seek to bring Sauron back. And they are trying to build the tools to do it.
You see him sort of sit back and just sort of stare into the fire with the pipe in mouth. I fear Sauron returns, this land will not recover. Alatar, I greatly appreciate your return, for I fear it is in good intention. Though I also fear your presence here may also attract unwanted attention. Your companion, Palando, we haven't seen him in weeks. We caught winds that a host of Easterlings and a strange woman from the south, some sorcerer of orc kind, have made their way into the forests east of the Sea of Rhûn. with such a gathering in fell magic, Palando feared that their intentions were to bring about an ancient, twisted magic used in the days of Wrath. You know as well as I do, my people in the Avari, we were some of the first orcs.
Yes, I know.
We fear they may be trying to spell their ranks. Palando went to go search. We have not heard from him since.
Valano?
Oh, I believe you wizards in your names. He started going by Rhûn.
This is not good news.
News. I feared you were here because you knew.
I have not spoken to him in a very long time.
Then what is your purpose?
Purpose was to find out what was going on here, and I was hoping that maybe we might at least get some information in that time from him, but we have to get him back. But sorry, so I'm clear, I'm not screwing up the narrative.
Yeah.
He went to go search, but he hasn't come back, and
right.
Can't assume capture yet, per se. Being the formidable fellow that he is.
Right.
Okay.
They are concerned.
Yes. How long has it been?
A few weeks. A month, maybe.
Well, I have been gone longer, to be fair.
True. Though with such a gathering, we're a little concerned at the intention. And if they were to get a hold of him, there's no telling what they might be able to do.
Did he have any companions?
He took two of our own along with him. But one of which returned bearing the unconscious body of one of our kin that we've been caring for the past few. Palando and the other carried on, and we haven't seen them since.
I see. First,
the unconscious one may have more information for you, but they reside in the mountains, which you may need a very good rest before you go there.
Yes. Well, in fairness, hospitality must be met with hospitality, Harrison. You've shown us that hospitality, we must give it in return. We will help your people. Yes. And we will carry on from there, I'm sure. My friend can take care of himself, at least for a time. And from there, we will find new answers. Together.
Let us hope so. What I'm not sure about, and this is far beyond my stratagem, so I'll leave it to those that have a greater mind than I. I don't know if your presence here will do us any good.
Would you like me to go?
I would love for you to stay, quite honestly. You're perhaps the greatest advantage we have in these parts. But if Palando is captured, or what have you, I don't think we should risk another.
See.
Whatever they're plotting, they might still be up to something. And if we're pulling threads in the south, then maybe we can continue here in the east.
I shall have to give it some thought, but you might be right. Might be best if I continue south. It's our group. Let my companions move along on their own for a time.
Do you trust them?
I think I'm starting to.
Only a few more 100 years to go then.
Yes. My friend, they will take care of your. They will take care of your. It's the right word. Your I want to say kin, but that's not the right word. But anyway, I'll say kin. Moving on. Take care of your friends. And I will see to your kin. I need more answers.
We will get what we can. And if there's anything you can share with us that might help us piece things together, we'd greatly appreciate it. Whatever there's going on in the east and the south, we need to stop it.
As soon as we can.
As soon as we can.
That, say a little Quenya sentiment. Saying thank you. And, I go to, talk with my companions.
Okay. Erison hangs back, just sort of looking into the fire, trying to process everything that's just been discussed.
Malvhor's just in a chair, snoring.
Cirion's got like a little bit of a wine buzz, just like, this stuff is great, man. I guess I see more walk in.
Baron?
More. Did you have a good chat with your buddy?
Oh, of course. It's always a good chat. Speaking with an elf.
Did you slay any more darkness?
That will come. Malvhor?
No, what? I'm awake. Yeah, what?
Vigdis?
More.
Troubles me, but I do have a decision to make. I need your help making it at this point.
What kind of decision?
I might have to leave you now.
Before the raid?
Before the raid.
But how are we gonna do the two men in a cart bit?
Oh, well, you're a very persuasive old man. I'm sure you can find your way.
But
in time, friends, I will be able to explain all of this to you. For now, I feel it might be best if I make my way from here. Make this easier on this village. Seems my presence might be putting them in danger. Please don't ask more, I cannot explain. But
Cirion's gonna just take like a big swig of his wine and go.
But I would suggest this.
Mm.
I'll give you one opportunity for this, which is, do you feel you can handle this on your own? You do have a bear, after all. A silver tongue and a sharp sword. Use that bear sparingly, by the way, Vigdis. To scare those children. But
the last child liked the bear.
Suppose that's true. Or prefer I help you? Either way, I fear we will not be speaking for a time.
Well, if we're not going to be speaking for a
until
time,
the end of my pipe.
if we're not going to be speaking for a while, I feel like we need to be going out with a bang. But that's me. Pardon the pun of our plan, but that's me. I always think there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
I won't deny the help.
Of
and
course.
it'll give us one great story. Maybe one of us can earn a nickname similar to yours, Darkness Slayer. Which is a badass nickname as he takes another little sip of his wine.
And I mean, to Cirion's point, having you along would surely tip the scales further in our favor. You ask if we could do it by ourselves? I imagine there is some combination of our skills that we can apply to the situation to achieve it by ourselves. But, I mean, leaving on the eve of essentially what is going to be battle does not bode well, and I fear this town, these people, danger has found them with or without you at this point. I hate to see you go at such a... We just got here.
What does actual Fig think?
Not DM Fig.
Not DM Fig. We able to get a little bit of a...
Lindsay, if you're there, you can drop in chat Fig's thoughts. I have an inkling of what she would say, but...
No, that's fair. And we'll leave it to that if we don't get an answer here in the next, 10 seconds. He's properly sleepy. So there you go. All right. Well, Fig.
Where would you go if you left now?
Trust when I say south, that's all I can say.
I see what you did, Mole. You brought us all the way up here to the east so you could go to the south and solve the problems there without us and get all the glory.
I think you all will be taking a lot of glory for yourselves on this one.
I think if you had to leave, you would do it with good reason.
Yes, I would.
then I trust you. And you can trust us to do what needs done.
The music's talking to me. I will,
That
say
was not intentional.
I know, but it works. I will leave you all now. I think. It is very important that I go. I am sorry. But I will leave you with this. And I will leave this to the DM to think about while I'm saying it. About what maybe you want to do with it. I extend out my hands to Fig and Malvhor, because I'm assuming it's going to be left. To my left, Fig, middle Cirion, right, Malvhor. Send out my hands to them. Gotta keep the Catholic notes in here. Just give it a second. And just give a little wink and a nod. Just Malvhor, Cirion, go ahead and nod your head, bow your heads a second. And I give a little Quenya prayer to sort of appeal to the Valar. And ideally seek their blessing, even if it's just words, but whatever it might be, that they might be successful in their journey. And
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Help these people with minimal casualties? I don't know. 16.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
I like Rule of Cool. I will always lean into it and just be like, DM, you do with that what you will. Let me pepper that in.
Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Little Salt Bay that a little bit. With that, my friends, I leave you. We will meet again. Farewell. I take Isolme quietly into the night and ride off south.
And just like that, he was gone.
Whiplash.
Mornintar. Whoops. Wrong one. Departs.
I'm still here, even though I blacked out the screen.
As Mornintar departs the Fellowship, shortly after guiding them to Darwinian, to new lands in the east, and now unlikely allies in that of Erason in his Avari. Fellowships took 16 days to get here on horseback. It was a tough journey, but they find themselves still having to trudge just a little bit further to get where they're going. Out of the goodness of their hearts and Moore's guidance, they will help this village and try and free as many captives as they can back to the Darwinian villages. Doing this favor for Erason, he will hopefully allow them grander accommodations and place them on a path that is suited. Still, the arm of Fig tugs, now quite often, roughly around 3 times a day, in a southward direction towards the mountains. Mountains that are stalked by dragonets and now whispers of a winged fire drake slunking about. Unbeknownst to the Fellowship, greater treachery in Rhûn has transpired as there is a gathering further in the east of Orc, Easterling, and sorcery. For Morintar's companion that he arrived in Middle-earth with, the other blue wizard, has gone missing. Mor departs, seeing his journey, his task elsewhere, leaving the Fellowship to deal with the path that they're on, believing that those paths will once again converge. It's a solemn night, as the Fellowship feels that they gained a companion only to watch them walk away for the time being. In a strange new world, strange new land, with many unknowns still yet floating about, they set their sights on the task at hand and try to get as much sleep as they can. For tomorrow comes yet another battle. And that's where we're going to end tonight. Jake, come back. Where are you?
He's gone?
No, he's here. He's gone. He's here. He's gone.
What's up?
Thank you. Thank you for playing the role of Mornintar, the Blue Wizard, as a little guest player for us.
Yeah.
We'll see more again.
He's now dead. I'm just kidding.
Walked off screen, immediately died.
Yes.
So you hung
Not
with us for a while there.
Yeah.
But we'll bring more back when it's time.
Yeah.
Such is the thing of wizards. So
exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jake. We look forward to having you on again. For all of you out there, Jake is a wonderful voice actor. Go check him out, Jacob Henry Vio. He's a friend of the literal show here, so he'll be around every now and again, and he will pop his head back up here on Adventures in Middle-earth.
Website in progress.
All in good time.
Yes.
So, but yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on this crazy journey.
Thank you for having me. This has been great. This has been really great.
Playing an all-powerful wizard, yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, but that's...
We nerfed him a little bit, just to...
a little bit for narrative's sake, but
yes.
we'll see what we can do. We'll
Yeah.
see what we can do. But
get 2 more levels. I'll be really badass.
But that is going to be all for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. No stream this Friday, so you can catch us back on Saturday, and then the whole gang will be back next Tuesday to continue this. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night. Stay proficient.